So I already went ahead one. So the right ups and downs to making a great write up. Um, we'll just start off with who am I? I currently work at Linode slash Akamai in customer support. So I get to be writing a lot daily. Um, I've written over 100 Try Hack Me Room write ups. Um, you can find most of those on my personal blog or on my Medium page, which we'll talk more about later. And any of the like anybody that has known me or has been in this community, I want to say for at least the past year or two, has probably seen one of my memes when it comes to Jerry or to John Strand, which you may see a few that you've not seen before. A little preview for tomorrow's daily cyber threat briefing. So, who's this for? This talk is for anyone and everyone. This is for newbies. This is for cyber veterans and everybody in between. Uh, this is for those that wish to better themselves, which hopefully should be everybody, but to each their own. So, um, how to get started? The best way to get started, first off, is just do it. Just get started. Like, um, but where do you want where to get started? The best thing I feel is choose a platform. There's many of them out there. There's Try Hack Me, there's Hack the Box, Let's Defend, Blue Team Labs. There's a plethora of different platforms you can write on, and some vary in their difficulty level. So Try Hack Me, they have a lot. Like I like their platform, which obviously because I've done so many write ups on them. But Hack the Box has like more, I don't want to say difficult, but they don't hold your hand as much. So eventually I do plan on doing like branching out from Try Hack Me. But for you, where do you want to get started? And then once you've kind of decided what platform you want to write on, you got to choose your tools. Uh, what are you going to write out your write up with? Are you going to do it in VS Code? Are you going to do it on Medium? Are you going to do it in Microsoft Word, Google Docs? I personally use Medium. I like the way that it structures it, and it doesn't give you too many options, so you're not trying to get too fancy with it. And then from there, screenshot wise, I like to use a tool called Greenshot, and you can. It's nice because you can perfectly make like what you're taking a screenshot of. You can obfuscate text. You can put little arrows pointing. Anybody that's seen any of my write-ups is any of those screenshots, that's what I take them with. I love using that tool. And then another tool I like to use, it's called stackedit.io. It's a website, and don't try and type all these different resources out. I have a link, or I have a post on my LinkedIn going out after my talk here on with all these resources in it. So you could end up going to my LinkedIn and you can get those resources. So what Stack Edit does is I can copy all that text from Medium, and because I have a personal blog that uses GitHub Pages, it uses Markdown language. So it'll take that and it'll convert all of that to Markdown for me, which saves so much time. And so I'll convert it all over, and then I can get it easily pasted into my GitHub Pages. So that kind of leads into where to share your write-ups. Like I said, I do it on Medium and GitHub Pages or my personal webpage, which I got to give a big shout out to Wading Through Logs for kind of giving me the push to create my own webpage and being the person to ask anytime I had issues, because he created his own using GitHub Pages, and he was just awesome resource for that. So other places you can do it is Blogger or Blogspot, WordPress, Medium, etc. Wherever you can post those, wherever you want to post them, go ahead. I believe LinkedIn now you can end up posting. I think they call them blog posts on there. I have to look into it a little bit more, but you can do it on there too. It depends on where you want to do it, how you want it to get seen, and just what it's for. So on to the next slide. Now you're ready to write. What next? The first thing you want to realize once you start writing is, who are you writing this to? Are you like your writings? Who are they targeting? Are they targeting newer people? Are they targeting people that have been in the industry already, or kind of a combination of the two? Is your writing going to be a guide or a proof of completion? Now, what I mean by that is a guide or like a walkthrough, like on how to get from step A to step B. A proof of completion is basically, oh, look, I did this. This is what I did. And that's it. And so my write ups kind of have a little bit of both. I try to lean more towards the guide than a proof of completion, just because I am using them to not only help myself to better learn what I'm doing, but to help others in the future. And I'll discuss that a little bit coming up. So, how much do you share in these write ups? Right here, I have a screenshot, used green shot to do it, from one of my write ups, the Traffic Analysis Essentials room from TryHackMe. Now, I don't like to give the answers from the, like, I don't like to take a screenshot and as you can see it says answers and it's obfuscated. I don't like just to be like, yep, here's the answer, and then not hide it. Now, in my write-ups you can find the answers, but I try and put them a little bit lower than that final picture so people aren't scrolling through and they see, oh crap, I saw the answer. Because once that genie's out of the bottle, it's kind of hard to put it back in. So along with those, I try to give steps taken. Like, how did I get to that spot? What did I do to get there? And I've had people share with me, like, they can tell from my write-ups that I add where my mindset is at. Some of the later write-ups that I've been creating recently, I have been gaining knowledge from doing all these, that I automatically think, oh, that's right. I just got to do this over here. That's over here. But then I'm like, well, that's not going to make sense. Like, not everybody has that experience. So how can I get from that spot to that spot without that experience? So I always try and tailor my write-ups to be coming from the perspective of, this is somebody's first day in doing this. What would you do? So I try not to get, like, I'll get technical, but I'll try and explain what that technicality is. So, and then as I said, obfuscating the answers. I don't like just giving the stuff away. I want to help somebody. I don't want to just give them the fish and be like, yep, see ya. That, it doesn't help me. It doesn't help them. It's not good. So the write-ups, this is the ups part of it. What the write-up can help you do, it can help increase your soft skills for, as James was saying, like your technical write-ups at work. It can help with that. It can help you explain technically to people that don't understand like some of these technical issues. It's a great way for you to be able to explain to, in layman's terms, what phishing is or what Wireshark is, which I use Wireshark because that's the room I'm on currently. So it helps others. That's one of the reasons I started doing the write-ups, was not only to help myself, but to share that knowledge I'm gaining with others to help boost them up so that they uh, end up having a better step in the future. Like, that's what I want. I want to share the knowledge I learn with others so that they're better equipped. And then it's fun and educational. I don't know how anybody else feels, but I always find them super fun and educational. And so the next thing we got here is the downs. With all good things, there's good ups, but there's also downs. The biggest one is time consuming. It takes so much time to be able to do these. And this is just rough estimates, it takes you an hour to do a normal TryHackMe room. If you're doing it while creating a write-up, it's going to take you probably 3 or 4 times longer, because you're not only completing it yourself, but then you're writing out each step, you're doing the screenshots, you're editing the screenshots, you're putting it all together, and then you're making sure that all the steps are right. So it has that time commitment, but if you put in that time commitment, it is so worth it. There's resources required. All those different resources I started talking about at the beginning to get started. It takes time. Like, as I said, time's the biggest thing on the downside of this. But it takes time to get those resources. But once you also get those resources, you have them and you're ready to go. If it wasn't for the putting the time, I feel is like the best thing. It shows that it's worth it if you're putting that time and effort into it. And then along with that, the commitment. Time and commitment, if you commit to this, you will see results. I have, like I said, done about 100 Try Hack Me write-ups, and I feel that my next write-up is my best write-up. Your next write-up should always be better than your previous. You should always be learning. So one final thing I want to leave you here with. You're going to make mistakes. I've made mistakes. You're going to be criticized. I've had people critique me. They're like, hey, this wasn't exactly right, or something got changed. And I've gone back through and I've changed up some of my write-ups because something wasn't right. And I don't want to put out bad information. And learn as you go. As I said, the next write-up should always be your best one. The next thing should always be your best, so that you're always learning. You should never be plateauing. If you are, then you're doing something wrong. You need to go and figure out what you need to learn. You always need to be learning. And do not be afraid of somebody saying something like, oh, well, I don't, like somebody being negative. Push it away. Like, if they're being negative to be negative, don't listen to them. If they're being negative as in a way of giving you criticism, listen to the criticism part of it. See if it's just. If it is, go ahead, fix it. That's what I do. I don't like to hear it at times, but it's the only way I know to better myself. You can't fix something you don't know.